TeachAnOldDogNewTricks.com. More than 40 hours of free computer training, videos, and tutorials. Are you an old dog? Simply visit TeachAnOldDogNewTricks.com and learn some new tricks for free. Thank you. Hi ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tony Holowitz and I want to thank you for being here for this tutorial. In a previous tutorial we had talked about working with pictures in Microsoft Word, and we're going to continue on that. But before we get into some of the things we can do with these pictures, I always feel compelled to mention something I call the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 rule. The purpose of this is to get you to focus on the task at hand. Now, most of my students, or I shouldn't say most, but a lot of my students are in business, they work someplace, and what I'm going to show you next in my next series of tutorials about Microsoft Word and working with images is how to change the way the images look. And the reason I'm mentioning the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 rule is because you might want to go in and change this picture of Thomas Jefferson. But I got to tell you, based on all my experience, what will occur is regardless of how you change it, what kind of effect you put on it, what kind of coloring change you make, maybe borders, things of that nature. However you change this, you might sit there and say, oh, I got to get it just right. I got to do this in a certain way. I got to get it to look good. Well, whatever you come up with at the end of the time you've put into that, my feeling is if you show this finished product or finished picture to 3 people, one of them is going to love what you did, one of them is going to hate it, and the third one is going to be indifferent. And that's why I call it the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 rule. When you start working with pictures and images and trying to manipulate the way they look, you can spend a lot of time on that. And I'd even go so far as saying you can waste a lot of time on that. So keep in mind, regardless of what you do, I think what you're going to find is if you show it to 3 people, one's going to love it, one's going to hate it, one's indifferent. Point I'm trying to make, don't get too caught up in wasting a lot of time on manipulating pictures to get it really cool or in a certain look or feel, because it doesn't really matter. If you left it just as it was, you know what? One person's going to love it, one's going to hate it, and one's indifferent. So just be careful here because you can waste a lot of time. Hey, that's my 2 cents on the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 rule. My name is Tony Holowitz, and I want to thank you for being here. Have a great day.